Welcome everyone. Today's our topic is concept of Panch Mahabhutas. This concept is a foundation of Ayurveda to understand about its physiology, pathology, and pharmacokinetics. So, without wasting any time, let's start to understand about the concept of Panch Mahabhuta. We see about the different philosophies regarding composition of the macrocosm and microcosm. So in ancient and medieval philosophy, before discovery of the atoms and element, according to Empedius, it has been believed that a world and everything in it is composed of four main elements. Those are earth, water, fire, and air. According to Democritus, the world and everything in it is composed of the matter. So, what is the matter? Matter is the object which has a mass and which occupy this space by its volume. The matter is composed by the many tiny particles. They are called as the atoms. Atoms are the structural and they are the building blocks of the any matter. Coming on to the Ayurveda perspective, Sarva Dravyam Panchabodhikam Asminate. So, according to Ayurveda, each and every aspect, either it is living or non living, it is mainly composed by the five main gross elements. They are Prithvi, Jal, Tej, Vayu, and Akash. They are collectively termed as a Panch Mahabhutas. Ayurveda teaches that these all five elements are pervaded in the each and every aspect of the living organism, and these all elements can be present in all matter. Mahabhuta are the smallest divisible part of any matter. Akash is a space without without which matter cannot exist. Akash is the first element. Akash is the first lightest, vast, expansive, and less concrete element that was formed by the cosmic vibration. It began to move, and this movement created the second Mahabhuta, that is the Vayu. So the friction between these movable elements create the fire or heat, and the heat of this fire dissolved and liquefied to certain elements, and those elements are recognized as a Jal Mabud, and some other elements are solidified to form the heaviest element, that is called as a Parthiv Mahabud or Prithvi Mahabud. Air is a movement, setting the other aspect of creation into being, and fire, that is a force which produces the heat and light. Both are useful for the life. Water holds everything together, and Parthiv Mabul, which is itself as a matter. So it means that each and every aspect, either it is living or non-living, and which is basically formed by the Panch Mahabhuta. If it is Panch Mahabhuta is intacted with the Atma, that is recognized as a living organism or conscious organism. If it is devoid of Atma, which is called as a non-living, dead, or inert or unconscious object. So, uh, so on the permutation and the combination of all these element and its quantity in given matter determine the properties of that matter. So according to that specific property, it exhibits this specific function. For example, Vayu Mahabhut, a Vayu dosh, which is basically or predominantly formed by the Vayu and Akash Mahabhut. So, owing to this Vayu and Akash constitution, the Vayu dosh having the Ruksha Lagu Sit Kar Shushma Chal Guna. So, owing to this guna, it exhibits a specific function that Vayu is responsible for the controlling, initiating, regulating the all microscopic and gross movement in our body, and as well as Vayu is responsible for acquiring, carrying the knowledge on different senses. And Pitta dosha, which is predominantly composed by the Agni Mahabhut, owing to that Agni Mahabhut, it possesses the specific property, the Sneha, Tishna, Ushna, Lagu, Vistra, Drav. So due to this guna, it exhibit the specific function. It show the specific function, that is digestion, metabolism, assimilation, and biological transformation. In the same way, Kapha dosh, which is predominantly formed by the Prithvi and Jal Mahabhuta. Owing to this Mahabhuta, it possesses the specific properties, that is the Guru, Sit, Mrudu, Snigdha, Madhu, Sthir, Pichil. So due to this guna, it is responsible for the providing the growth, development, stability of the our body, and as well as the providing the immunity. So it is about the basic information about the Panch Mahabhuta. Now we move on to the Utpatti of the Panch Mahabhuta. Basically, Panch Mahabhuta, it is formed by the Panch, Maha and Bhut. Panch means five, Maha means the gross, and Bhut means the that is the element. So basically, this Bhut word is derived from the Bu with the prefix of the ta. It means that both. Bu word is the meaning of the Bud, or which is derived with the meaning of the Bu Sattayam. It means that which has a existence or power. So due to this derivation, the meaning of the Bud is na jayate anyato yattu yasmat anyat prajayate sagunanam upadanam tat bhutamiti katyet. The meaning of the word Bhut is that which has its identity and existence. Bhutas are not formed or created by any other things or elements. Bhutas are five in number, and they further give origin to the Panch Mahabhuta or five gross elements. Bhutas are considered as a precursor of the Mahabhutas. महंती भूतानि महाभूतानि भूतत्व नाम बहिरेंद्र ग्राह्य विशेष गुणवत्व. It means that the larger form of the bhuta are called as mahabhuta. Bhuta or panch, they may be called as a panch tanmatras. So these bhutas are said to be karan dravyas or causal factors and ever existing or nitya. They cannot be destroyed. They are subtle and essence. So they are indriya atit, beyond the perception of the sense organ. On the contrary, Mahabhuta are the Karya Dravya, derived from the Bhut Dravya, can be perceived by the external sensory organs. Now, so it is about the basic, about the derivation of the Bhut and Panchamahabhut. Now we move on to the how these Panch Mahabhuta are derived from the Panch Tan. Five great elements originate from the Panch Tan Matra. So Tan Matra. Matra means that the measure. The Tan Matra is a Sanskrit word. Meaning is subtle or essence. So this is the minutest fraction of any aspect. This Tanmatra in incarnate to form the five great elements. Each great element is a combination of all five is a combination of the all five great five tanmatras, but show predominance of one tanmatra. The five tanmatras are Shabd, Sparsh, Roop, Ras, Gan. These tanmatra are related to each sensory organ. The Akash, Mahabhuta, that the concerned tanmatra is sound and the related sensory organ is ear. Vayu, Mahabhut, that concerned panchatanmatra is purse and the concerned sensory organ is skin. Agni Mahabhut, the concerned panchatanmatra is roop and the sensory organ is eye. Jal or aap, the concerned panchatanmatra is ras and the concerned jnanendriya or sensory organ is tongue. And Prithvi, which concern Panchatanmatra is smell or gandh, and the sensory organ related to this Prithvi Mahabhut is nose. So on the basis of this, so we can come to the understand about individual Mahabhutas definition. So that is yat Sotragrahyam tat sarvam akasham shabdacha tat yat sparshen guyade tat sarvam vayu sparsacha ityadi gneyam. It means that each Mahabhuta is perceived by their own individual sensory organ. Whatever may be perceived through Sotendriya or auditory channel, that all are considered as Akash Mahabhuta or the Shabd. In the same way, whatever may be perceived through the Sparshindriya, they all are considered as a sparsh, considered as a sparsh or sparshindriya concern. So or why concern. So it means that so in the same way other Mahabhuta can be should be understood in the same way. So it means that each Mahabhuta is pursued by their concern Jnanendriya or concern it reflects the concern Panch Tanmatra. Now we move on to the understand about the how the Panch Tanmatra which give rise to the Panch Mahabhuta is so how they are formed. So for that we have to understand about the Srushti Utpatti Kram, the chronological order of the creation of the universe. Ayurveda believes that world or universe is evolved from nothing to everything. It means that the world, so before that there is a nothing. From that everything is come into the existence. So avyakta means that devoid of the form, which cannot perceived by any sensory organ. Charak said that Prakriti and Purush are the considered as a avyakt. Susru said that Paramatma is considered as a avyakt. So Prakriti is everything that is constantly changing, and Purush is everything that is conscious. So Purush is come to existence to becoming the Prakriti alive or animated. So at the time of the creation, firstly the Prakriti and Purush will be get united in cosmic union. Then there is a desire of creation in the nature. From this union, initially Mahat Tattva, that is a cosmic intelligence that form. Thereafter, when it is attained with the ego, or that time there is ahankar is evolved. So there are the three type of the ahankar, sattvic, rasic and tamasic. So, with the help of the Rasik Ahankar from the Tamsik Ahankar, there are the five type of the Panch Tanmatra is formed. From that, the concerned Panch Mahabhuta are evolved. So, it is about the chronological order of the creation of the universe or Srushti Utpatti Kram. Now we move on to the understand about the general qualities of Panch Mahabhutas. अंतरिक्ष शब्द शब्देंद्रियम सर्वचिद्र समूह विविक्तीच्या वायव्यस्तु स्पर्शेंद्रियम सर्वचेष्टा समूह सर्वशरीर स्पंदन लघुतट तेजसस्तु रूपम रूपेंद्रियम वर्ण संताप प्राजिष्णुता प्रकृतिमर्षम तेष्णम शौर्यम आप्यस्सु रस रसेंद्रिय सर्वद्रव समूह गुरुता शैत्यम स्नेहो रेतसर्च and पार्थिवस्तु गंध गंधेन्द्रिय सर्व मूर्त समूह गुरुता च. So the qualities of Akash are sound, auditory organ, all orifices and distinctness. Those of Vayu are touch, tactile organ, all activities, movements in all body parts, and lightness. Those of Tejas are vision, visual organ, complexion, heat, splendor, digestion, intolerance, sharpness, and valor. Those of aap or jal are taste, gestation organ or liquidity, heaviness, coldness, unctuousness, and semen. And those of parthi or smell, olfactory organ, hardness, and heaviness. So it is about the general qualities of Maha. Now we understand about the extraordinary qualities of Mahabhuta. That those are Kar, Drav, Chalo, Ushnatvam, Bhu, Jal, Anil, Tejasam, Akashacha, Apratigata, Drashtam, Lingam, Yata, Kram. So the extraordinary character of Prithvi is Karatvam, that is the roughness. Jal Mahabhuta is the Dravatvam or liquidity or fluidity. Tejas Mahabhuta is Ushnatvam, that is the heat. And Vayu, that is the Chalo movement. And Akash, that is the Apratigat, non-resistant or unstoppable. That is the or that is free. So it is about the extraordinary characters of the Panch. Now we move on to the unique concept that is the Parasparanu Pravesh or Anyanyanu Pravesh. The interrelationship and mutual entry of the Mahabhutas. महाभूतानि काम वायु अग्नि आप क्षितिस्थिता शब्द स्पर्श च रूपम च रसो गंध च तद गुणा तेषम एक गुणा पूर्व गुण वृद्धि परे परे पूर्व पूर्व गुणा च एवं क्रमशो गुणेषु स्मृता. Akash Mahabhuta has one gun, that is the Shabd. The next Mahabhuta is in queue will have one guna more than its predecessor. Vayu will have its quality like spurs along with the qualities of Akash. Shabd. Thus, Vayu Mahabhuta has two qualities. The next Mahabhuta that Agni will have its qualities, that is the Rupa along with the other qualities of previous two Mahabhuta such as Shabd from Akash, Sparsh from Vayu. Thus Agni Mahabhuta will comprise the three quality in and thereafter Aap Jal Mahabhuta, the Jal Mahabhuta's quality is the ras. So along with this ras, it also comprises the previous Mahabhutas guna, that is Shabd Sparsh Roop, and along with that its own quality, that is the ras. And the last Mahabhuta, that is the Prithvi. The Prithvi's main quality is the Gandh. So along with that, it also possesses this the previous Mahabhuta's character, that is Shabd Sparsh Roop Ras Gan. So in this way there is a parasparanu pravesh of each element into the other. Thus there is entry of Vayu into Agni, Agni into Jal, Jal into Prithvi. Thus Prithvi has all the components of the other element, and whose previous element will have where the previous element will have one element less. So it is about the Paraspara Anupravesh or Anyonya Anupravesh of Panch Mahabhuta. Now move on to the naming of the material on the basis of the Panch Mahabhuta composition. So why some Mahabhuta is termed as a Parthiv, and why some Mahabhuta is termed or recognized as a Apya and Soha. So everything in the creation is made up of Panch Mahabhutas. Every material or object is made up of those five elements, but that particular material shall be called by the name of the predominant Mahabhuta. This means to tell that though all the materials are made up of five Mahabhuta, they will have the predominance of only one Mahabhuta, and they will be recognized by that name. For example, a stone will be made up of all the five elements, but it will still be called as a Parthiv because of having the earth element in excess in comparison to the other elements. Similarly, we can think of bone tissue in the body as Parthiv. The other elements in those material will be dormant and will not manifest themselves. So in the same way, so the object in which have a Parthiva Mahabhuti is dominant, that entity or material can be recognized as a Parthiv, and Apya means that in which that there is a dominancy of the Jala Mahabhut, and Agni object means that in which the Agni Mahabhuti is dominant, and Vayavya Dravya or Vayu object means that in which that Vayu is in dominant form, and Nabas or Akash Dravya it means that in which Akash Mahabhuti is in dominant form. So it is the way of the nomenclature of the Panch Mahabhut as Parthiv, Apya, Agnya, Vayavya and Nabasva. Now we move on to the relation between the Triguna and Panchamahabhuta. So Triguna is the main sources from which the each and every aspect is formed. So in the same way Panchamahabhuta also derive from the or they are composed by the Triguna. So they are the Sattva, Raja and Tam. Akash Mahabhuta, it is derived or it is predominantly formed with the Sattva Guna, and Vayu Mahabhut, which is concerned with the or which is composed or which is dominantly reflects the Rajo Guna, and the Aap Jal Mahabhut, it is formed by the Sattva and Rajo Guna, and the Prithvi Mahabhut, it is formed by the predominantly Tamo Guna. So this is the relation of the Triguna and Panch Maha. Now we discuss elaborately about the qualities of each Mahabhuta specifically. So first of all, we look on the Akash Mahabhut, or it may be termed as a ether. So when we say Akash, words like space, emptiness, or a huge openness comes to one's mind. Akash means having a cavity with freedom to move. The tanmatra of Akash is Shabd or sound. So whenever there is a compactness of molecules, we get a dull sound on tapping. But when there is a cavity or hollow space, we get a resonant sound. The quality of Akash element is related with various action like expansion, vibration, non-resistance. Sensory organ related to Akash element is ear as it is hollow and transmit the sound waves. Vayu Mahabhut. Vayu is the great element that show a sense of movement. Vayu initiate and directs motion or movement. Air elements keep the body in constant motion. The tanmatra of air element is sparsh or touch. The sensory organ related to air element is skin. Skin is very sensitive for detecting any movement change in pressure or vibration in subtle form. Any movement against skin can be easily registered. Air element is mobile, dry, light, cold, and subtle in nature. Its main action is to do any kind of movement. Mahabu, that is the Tejas or fire. The previous element A perform different movements. Whenever there is a movement, it produces friction and leads to formation of heat or fire. So this element is also called as a Tejas or Agni. All various form of transformation including digestion of food or carried out by fire element. The tanmatra of fire element is Roop. Perception of the light is carried by this tanmatra. Fire element is hot, sharp, light, dry and subtle. Various function carried out by this element or penetration, digestion of food, transformation of thoughts, intelligence and perception of light. The fourth Mahabhuta, that is Jal or water or Apya Mahabhuta, is it is also called as a Jal or Ap. Whenever we think of water qualities like liquidity or fluidity comes to our mind, whatever water shows important quality of binding. For example, if we see dry soil, we cannot make a ball out of it. But if we add water to soil, then we can easily make mud balls. So this binding nature help in forming different structure in the body as it is binds to the two cells together. Hence, this element is a constructive force. The tanmatra of water element is ras or taste. The sense of taste or ability to taste depends on the liquidity that exists within the mouth in the form of saliva. Dry mouth along with dry tongue is unable to give sense of taste. The water element exhibits the qualities like cool, liquid, dull, soft, and sliminess. Its main actions are cohesiveness and adhesiveness. Move on to the last element, that is the Prithvi. It is solid, dense, concrete, gross, and very hard in nature. It is related to all solid and hard structure that shows shape. For example, bones, muscle, teeth, and nails. The earth element is responsible for giving structure, shape, and strength to the body. It means it molds the shape of each and every aspect. The tanmatra for earth element is gandh. The small particle of earth are scattered all over the place, give us the sense of smell. The sensory organ related is nose. The nose is more hard compared to other sensory organs. Qualities of earth element are heavy, dull, dense, hard, and gross. Now, after analyzing all about the Panch Mahabhuta, we come on to the functional aspect of the Panch Mahabhuta. How it is act in our body and how it is present in our body. So we will look after that. So first up, we in the previous lecture we have discusses about the how Garb and Sharir is formed. So Garb is the pre-form of the Sharir. So, for the growth, development, maturation of Garb, Panchamahabhuta play important role on that. The Panchamahabhuta by acting on the Garbha, it is responsible to grow up that Garbha into the Sharira form. So it is act by following the Vayu, which is responsible for the Vibhajan function. Tej Mahbud, which is responsible for the Pachan, digestion, metabolism, assimilation related or biological transformation related function. Jal, which is exhibit the specific function, that is the Klethiya function, which is responsible for the hold the everything together. It means it's bind the two cells together and form the structure and give the structure of the to that entity and also provide the nutrition to that structure. Prithvi, that is Sahar, that function is Sahati. It means that it bring out the integrity and concreteness within that structure and mold the shape. And Akasha, which is responsible Vivardhanka. It may provide the space channels within the structure and allow to transmit the different object or nutrition within that and allow to grow the organ or structure freely. So it is about the function of the Panchamahabhuta on the. A single cell is also a single cell of living organism, also a combination of the five components. So the Parthiva Mahabhuta form the major structure of the cell. The Apa Mahabhuta, which is represent the cytoplasmic structure within the cell, the various metabolism of the body cells are governed by the Agni Mahabhuta, that is enzymatic action which are shown in the within the cell. They are responsible by the Agni Mahabhuta. And what are the movement from the extracellular fluid to intracellular fluid, intracellular to the extracellular fluid through the cell membrane, and the movement of the organelle and the cell division, the move and the impulse transmission across the cell membrane is all governed by the Vayu Mahabhuta. And the availability of the pores and channels within the cell that represent or don't denote the Akasha Mahabhut function within that cell. Even in our body, so there is evidence of the Panchamahabhuta constitution. The space within the body, that in the nose, the mouth, the GIT, the respiratory tract, that all are due to the Akasha Mahabhuta. The gases, impulses or movement denotes the function of the Vayu Mahabhuta. The digestion, metabolism, biological transformation, assimilation, related enzymatic function which are done in the body, they all are governed by the Agni Mahabhuta. All body fluids denote the Jal Mahabhuta. The solid structure of the body, for example, bone, teeth, flesh, they are denote the having the evidence of the Prithvi Mahabhuta. So the three dosha, they are the biological energies of our body. They are also constituted by the Panch Mahabhuta, but on the basis of the dominancy of this Panch Mahabhuta, they are recognized as a Vayu, Vak dos, Pitta dos, or Kapha dosa, and they possess these specific characters, and on the basis of that, they exhibit this specific function. The Vayu dos is predominantly formed by the Vayu and Akash Mahabhut. Pitta dos is predominantly formed by the Agni Mahabhut, and Shleshma or Kapha dos, which is predominantly formed by the Prithvi and Jal Mahabhut. Now we move on to the discuss about the how the dhatus, upadatus or mal are formed by the Panch Mahabhuta. So according to Dalhan, Ras Dhatu, it is formed predominantly formed by the Jal Mahabhut, Rakta Dhatu, which is predominantly formed by the Tej Mahabhut, Mans, which is predominantly formed by the Prithvi, Med, which is formed by the Prithvi and Jal Mahabhut, Asti by the Prithvi, Vayu and Agni, Majja and Sukra, which is formed by the Jal Mahabhut, Mutra, which is constituted by the Jal and Agni Mahabhut, Purish, which is formed by the Prithvi Mahabhut, Artav, which is formed by the Agni Mahabhut, Stanya, which is formed by the Jal Mahabhut, Swed, which is formed by the Jal, Karb, which is formed by the Prithvi. Even in the Rakta Dhatu, we can see the constitution of the five Mahabhuta. So, on the basis of these five Mahabhuta, exhibit the Rakta possess this specific characters. So, for example, due to the Prithvi Mahabhuta, whatever the nasty or fleshy smell or which is present within the Rakta Dhatu, that is due to the Prutyumam. Dravata, the liquidity of the Rakta Dhatu, that is due to the presence of the Jal Mabu. Rag or the color, red color, that is due to the Agni Mabu. And the Spandan, that is the vibration of or movement of the circulation of the blood, that is due to the Vayu Mabu. And Lagu, the lightness, that is due to the Akasha Mabu. It means that each and every aspect which is present in the body, that is basically formed by the Panch Mahabhuta. Without Panch Mahabhuta, there is no material object may be exist. It means that each and every aspect, either it is living or non-living, they are predominantly or majorly constituted by the Panch Maha. Now coming on to the conclusion. Bhutevyo param yasmanasti chinta chikisake. So Sud quoted this Tenja. So why he quoted? So the physician should not worry about anything rather than the Panchamahabhuta concept. It means that entire treatment is depend upon the Panchamahabhuta. If physician have a sufficient knowledge about the Panchamahabhuta concept, he should have adequate knowledge of physiology, pathology and pharmacokinetics. The human body is composed by the Panchamahabhuta, and food we eat is also Panchamahabhutik. When food undergoes digestion with the help of the Jataragni, Parthiva properties of foods nurture or provide the nourishment to the Parthiva part of the body, like the Asti Dhatu. In the same way, Jala Mahabhut provide the nourishment to the Ras, Stanya, Sukra and so on. In this manner, symmetrical properties of Panch Mahabhuta give nutrition to the corresponding symmetrical part of the body as in accordance with the Samanya Vishesh Siddhant. Ayurveda treatment method rely on the concept of the Pancha Mahabhuta. The Pancha Mahabhuta revolves around the normal functioning of the body, the occurrence of disease and action of the drug in the various part of the body. So it is about the concept of the Panch Mahabhuta. Hope you understand clearly about the concept of the Panch. Thank you.